Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Today's episode number 172, is going to feature me purchasing our new player, then transitioning into our objectives team to unlock ourselves this Acuna. We need to make sure we get it done today. If you do enjoy, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We are aiming for 2,000 likes. If you can make that happen on this Saturday, I'd be very, very happy with that. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the little notification bell. And as always, let me know in the comment section below if you are a member of the Noti Gang. So you guys know, if you watched yesterday's episode, the sort of player that we're looking towards. I know a lot of you in the comments are suggesting that maybe I should try SHAPESHIFTERS Atal. I'm aware that he looks good, great even, but he's twice as much money as I have. So unfortunately, not for right now, we can't get him. But I did talk a lot about getting myself a Acuna back in the squad, because with like the right chemistry style with a Deadeye or a Maestro, he's like a 94 or 95 rated cam, and that's exactly what I want to bring in. The only other option that I really had, and I'm not sure if I would have been able to make it work chemistry wise, was to try and get Shapeshifters Mahrez in. But even with like the same chemistry styles, he's like an 88 or an 89 rated cam, which is weird because that's actually his rating. I don't know if that's right or not. Who knows? But anyway, he was a little bit too expensive as well. He was another 100,000 coins on top of what we had. So maybe for next week, we might be able to work towards a player like that if we think he's even as good. I mean, I think Acuna's actually got some really, really nice stats and should be a good player. So what that essentially does is it brings Mbappe back into the fold. He is going to, of course, go up top with Neymar. Neymar's still the main marquee player of this team. And, of course, well, Acuna can go as a wide cam in the 4-2-2. So with this, we could do this. We could switch out Renato Sanchez for our red Ducore if we think that that's a good idea. However, I did tweet this out with a little poll, and a lot of you seem to suggest that Renato Sanchez is better. So for now, based on your feedback, he can go straight back into the squad. He'll at least play one half for us before Atal comes on. Oh yeah, the other reason why I wouldn't maybe get Atal right now is because I definitely rely on the Atal that I've got, the Footmas one, which has the higher defensive stats. I rely on him so much as my CM, CDM type player that I don't know if I could get through a match without him. I don't know who would bring on as a centre mid. It wouldn't be good. Anyway, like he genuinely runs the show for me, and clears up and mops up literally so often it's unreal. So we did the little UCL challenge, SBC, whatever it was, because, you know, why not? We had the players in the club after doing our rewards. We could go ahead and make this happen. Unfortunately for us, nothing special. However, we've packed our shapeshifters now, so we've got a nice green tick next to this promo, which is great. Kondogbia actually rose a little bit in price from after I sold him. He went up to like 95k. So whether or not he's still kind of like that now or whatever, or maybe he's higher than that because we're mid-weekend league or whatever, you'll have to let me know down below, because I think I might have made a slight error. But even so, Acuna had gone from what we got him for 195. He's gone up to like 208, 210. So it swings and roundabouts, really. So we are now 1111 XP away from a 50k pack, the best pack available in the season objectives this time around, this month, this 2 months, this season, I guess we should really call it. So that's good. We'll have that coming probably in tomorrow's episode, just because I've kind of run out of ways to get XP now, until, of course, we get the latest weekly objectives, and I can obviously get them done nice and quick. And with about 20,000, 21,000 XP to go, I wonder if I hit level 30 in the next week. Probably not quite. I imagine in the next 2 weeks I'll hit level 30. And then it's a real toss-up for me between getting a Akanji or Kovacic, because I think Kovacic is really good. I think everyone's sleeping on him because Akanji is like the face card player and he looks obviously very good and stuff. So yeah, like maybe take a little look at those stats, by the way. And I don't see many people talking about SMS. Milinkovic Savic, I don't know why you'd get him. He doesn't really fit this game with the like clunkiness and of the agility and balance and stuff. So we switched to our objectives team, which of course has the Serie A guys in it, the Argentine Serie A players, Lautaro and Alejandro. We go into a match and we come up against a pretty strong team, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty much following straight on from yesterday's episode where I said I genuinely had like a really bad day of gaming for yesterday's episode, or the day before yesterday's episode, when we were last going for Acuna. Like, I played like trash in FIFA and got some of my objectives done, but it took me so many hours to get that done, and we obviously didn't complete it. To then going and playing like Search and Destroy on Modern Warfare with my mates that night, which is something we do kind of often. You know, we get a little party together and play some Modern Warfare. And I just had a stinker. I just had such a terrible session. I was going like 2 and 10. It was awful, really awful. So I don't know whether like my age has just hit me. Obviously, I'm 30 years old now. Have I just forgotten how to use my hands when it comes to gaming? I don't know, man. But I had a genuinely just a poor experience gaming. Whether or not I was in a terrible mood or something, it wasn't good. So I woke up the next day with like new intentions and just hopefully a different mindset on everything. And then we go into this rivals game and I instantly come up against someone that is, I don't think, going for objectives, has a mega squad and just slashes me and smashes me like 4-2. So I'm like, oh no, we're back here again. How have we let this happen? So yeah, it's going to be another bit of troublesome time. There are games that I've cut out here that are ones that I, lost or whatever. I've showed you the first game we played there because it was quite close until he got 3 very quick goals. I thought I was going to end up coming away with a victory, but instead we ended up losing 4-2. This is another powerful and disastrous team to face, really, because it's quite a nice squad. But we get fairly lucky with a bit of a drag back there from Lautaro. 18 minutes on the clock. We can sub him and Alejandro out because we've got the goal with our Argentine. We just need to make our squad as strong as possible now to end up trying to get the win. And we didn't. That goal did not last long. His Messi, his Mertens, they're all linking up, and Mertens, I think, was the player that ended up getting the goal. But anything you can do, I can do better, really, because I've got Ryan Kent and you haven't. No, we end up going 2-1 up just before the break with Ryan Kent getting a rebound header, which is oh so random. But then we push forward in the second half. This was a sweaty old game, I tell you that. We finally get through, 65 minutes on the clock. We've made it 3-1, and I know I've been here before plenty of times. I've got 25 minutes left of this game, and I really just need to hold out. And I was able to do so. He properly went for it towards the end to do anything he could to make himself get a draw against me so that I wouldn't get my objectives done. But we were defending like a beast, and we come away with the victory there. So there's victory number 1 of 4 that we need. So we were at 6 out of 10. We're now at 7 out of 10, of course. It's unlike me as well to be playing Rivals just before the weekend league. Normally, I leave when the new week of Rivals resets on a Thursday morning. I normally don't play it until like Monday afternoon because I just do my rewards and stuff on a Thursday, and then Friday comes around, and that's when we get stuck back into the weekend league. So it's a bit odd for me to have actually played some Rivals on a day like this. So we're cruising up towards our way towards rank 1 because we know this is going to take many games to get my wins. But we end up going 1-0 up. I pause it to make my substitutions, and he quits. He actually quit. We actually got an easy game. So yeah, nice one. I mean, he had a stat card on his Osimhen, so obviously things weren't going to plan for him. He was obviously struggling a little bit, but maybe he had like a first goal wins kind of rule, and if so, I appreciate it, man, because that was much needed. That gave me that little bit of motivation boost, because not only now does each win I get not take like an average of 40 minutes or something, 50 minutes, maybe even an hour. We just got one done in like 10 FIFA minutes. Brilliant stuff. So then we come up against this guy. He's got a 95 Maradona, and it was so clear right off the get-go that he was just forcing the ball to his Argentine. He was obviously trying to do what we're doing. I mean, I forced my ball to Lautaro, but I will score a goal if necessary with Neymar, with Mbappe, with whoever, if it means that I'm obviously winning, because that's kind of the objective, right? But this guy wouldn't do anything. He would not take a shot if it wasn't with Maradona. So I simply kind of tried my very best to man mark him, and it worked a lot better in the like this was when I was still figuring it out, when he was taking loads of shots. But in the second half and stuff, I truly worked it out, and even though he was managing to get lots of shots off, they were either getting blocked or they were from so far out that they were going wide, or the keeper was getting a touch to it and stuff. And I think he got a bit annoyed because he paused it as if he was going to quit, and I ended up scoring before the ball went out of play. So whether or not he was just going to make a substitution and carry on, or change his tactics or something, I don't know. But when I went 1-0 up, he also decided to quit. So that's 2 in a row. I mean, that was a tough old game. I did not deserve that one. I mean, he had loads and loads of shots and possession, but we caught him on the counter, obviously whilst he was a little bit annoyed or something. And we've come away with another victory, which means there's 1 to go. There is just 1 more win to go, and you don't know how long this is going to take. Obviously, I'm not going to beat this guy, am I? Look at the team that he's got. Red Neymar, Team of the Year Kante and De Bruyne, Player of the Month Messi, Player of the Month Ben Yedder, Maldini. It's just a super squad, isn't it? It's an absolute beastly team. However, I really put a shift in here. My players did anyway. We get the ball out wide to Alejandro Gomez here, take the shot, but look at that. I mean, when has Alejandro Gomez ever scored a header for anyone? He's like 5'4" or something. So I go 1-0 up. I get my very, very lucky goal with the Argentine. And now I'm like, okay, it's quite early. I've probably got a lot to do in order to hold a lead against this guy, because he hasn't really had an attack yet. I don't know how good he is. But we'll make our team as strong as we possibly can and see how we can go from there. And at 45 minutes on the clock, I'd still had more of this game. There was chances for me to go 2-0 up, 3-0 up, but I just couldn't make it happen. And then in the 70th minute of this game, for some reason, I think he just got wound up because he'd paused it a while ago. He then just slide tackled all of his players so that I could get through, and he moved the goalkeeper so I could score. That was weird because for the rest of the game, he tried attacking, he tried to get back into it, but for some reason it was almost like he gifted me that second goal and then went constant pressure ultra attacking to try and get it back or something, because things just became available. And I feel like a little mindset problem for this guy at this point. He'd really given up, and yeah, I took advantage of that. But the one thing that happened during this game, the servers went down for pretty much everyone. So I was so mad that I was going to get out of this point here and it was going to kick me from the servers. So I had my fingers crossed as I was going out of the menus, and somehow I stayed online. I didn't get kicked from the servers. I didn't get booted. I think it was more of a case of if you were already on, you were all right or something. I don't know. But yeah, for a while there, people couldn't get onto the EA servers and stuff. So that was the final game done, and we ended up smashing that guy with a crazy team, 5-0. And that was the last game we needed to unlock ourselves Shapeshifters Acuna. Is it completely pointless because we have virtually the exact same card in these 86 rated Footmas? Yeah, probably. But still, it was something like I really like the card design, and I really like the shirt color and the badge color and stuff. It all works really well. So it's a nice card. It's one for the collection that I really want. And he's obviously a central card, so that might be a little bit better to try and maybe even get him into the squad going forwards. I don't know how we can make that happen, but we can try at some point. I'm not, like I said, it's going to be a bit tough to get him in, knowing that we've got like Bernardo Silva on one side and Neymar on the other, and it's tough to really get either of them out of the squad. So it's difficult to link players in the squad with that. So whether or not that ever happens, we will see. But yeah, I mean, at least I got him. Like that, the main idea was to just, once we got it started, it looked like it wasn't going to be such a tough challenge, but I literally tweeted out, like, I genuinely think it might be easier to climb Mount Everest than get these 10 wins. Obviously over-exaggerating, but yeah, it was a tough old time. So we got it done. It means that we don't have to use this team anymore. What I would say is that Alejandro Gomez, he was great to start with, but then just like you could really tell that he was just a regular 85 gold card by the end of it. Still kind of works in this game though, just because of his pace and dribbling and agility and stuff. So we can try and list him up, try and sell him. We're going to take a little bit of a loss on him because he has dropped a bit, as fodder has dropped even further. And then, well, Lautaro is untradeable, but he actually finishes really quite well. So I wouldn't be opposed to using him at some point in time again. It would just probably be for objectives. So when Serie A objectives come around again for whatever the next icon swaps are in a month or whatever, I think I'll obviously have him in the squad because he's my best Serie A striker apart from a lone CR7 Team of the Year. But for now, Acuna's going to make his way to the reserves. I'll stick him on the bench probably for Doucouré or something, and he might get game time. You know, he might be that player. Like if I don't want to bring Atal on or something, or if I end up getting Shapeshifters Atal at some point, he might be that player that comes on for like the Renato Sanchez to do that mopping up role and be that crazy like box-to-box, super well-statted player that we can have in our team. So yeah, the squad is now ready for the weekend league. Obviously, there's a new batch of, or there's some new shapeshifters out. We'll have to wait and see what prices do and stuff to see as whether or not we could ever get any of them into the team, if any of them would fit and stuff. But for now, Mbappe's tradable, Icone's tradable. They are the only two tradable players in my starting 11. And I think like Mbappe dropped to like 400k or something. Did he like completely plummet? We've obviously lost lots on him, but he's still a solid player, and he's still going up top with Neymar for the weekend league. That's going to wrap things up for today, though, guys. Do me a favour, hit me with a thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. We're aiming for 2,000 likes today. If you can make that happen, you'll make my day. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Most importantly, I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I will catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.